I would like to call upon again Encik Khairuddin to discuss on the next subtopic on the areas of enhancement and the way forward.
I think the industry has gone many decades since the inception of Bank Islam in 1983. Then the evolution in the global market, talking about the Islamic back in 1993. Interest-free banking schemes then changed to the Islamic banking schemes. We do take note there are differences between conventional and Islamic banking operations. But how can you ask the Islamic bank to use the same tools, the same methodologies, the same way of measuring the risk?
Even when we at Bank Islam first established Syariah Compliant Risk Management Department back in 2004, our first reference is the best practices of operational risk management issued by Basel. So the Basel recommended 10 guiding principles how financial institutions should manage their operational risk. So the same thing, the same principles, but the only difference is the type of risk. So the process must be similar, I believe, but the tools can be developed. The tools to how we want to identify, followed by assessing, and then control, then the risk.
In conventional, you have the debtor creditor. Of course, you're talking about I just lend you money, then you create the credit risk component where what is the default rate or the probability of you are not going to pay back to me. But in terms of Islamic, when you go through the tawaruk, for example, transactions, there is an element that you need to have an access as agent, purchase it, sell it, and then you create the debt.
The bank purchase the asset from the customer for cash, and the bank lease back the asset to the customer for principal plus profit. For example, customer require 100,000 ringgit, the bank purchase 100,000 ringgit, the bank lease back for 100,000 ringgit plus profit. But the challenge is on the marketability of the product. Perspective of Rohan, for example, taking collaterals. Not all type of collaterals are acceptable to Sharia. So the marhun must be Sharia compliant, and of course scholars came out with parameters on the marhun, and marhun is part of the credit mitigation, CRM, credit mitigation techniques in managing credit of the customers.
So in the event that there is a delay in the sales and purchase, and the commodity is basically within your stock, that particular period, okay, let's say a lapse of 1 day, expose the bank to market risk.
The Sharia review, the keyword is to perform validation process, validate the validation process, and of course audit as being described by the documents. Sharia governance framework should be taken from principle-based perspective. As long as you can comply with the principles laid out by the Sharia governance framework, so it is considered done and in compliance with the Sharia governance framework. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Badrul Hisham, for conducting a very informative session. Also, thank you to both discussants for an excellent and extensive responses to both the topics raised by the moderator and also the questions raised by the floor. Ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the end of today's proceedings and also the end of Bank Rakyat's International Islamic Banking Conference 2014. On behalf of the organizers, we would like to thank everyone for your participation and look forward to see you at our future events.